Hi everyone, welcome again to another video clip and podcast from Teacher Joseph. If you've been following my weekly lesson, you probably know that Wayne Osmond, one of the Osmond family, one of the Osmond brothers, died a few days ago. So we're going to go through one of the songs from the Osmonds. Now, I have to say that these random extracts of books and songs is a great way to help you with your English. Last time we took an extract from a book, which is from William Blake, and today we're going to go through the lyrics of a song from the Osmonds. Now, this particular song was sang by Donny Osmond. That's one of the Osmond brothers. And he sang this as a solo, not with his brothers. But it was a very, very popular song. And it was originally written by somebody called Paul Anka, who's a very famous singer as well. Now, just to give you some background, first of all, the song is actually called Puppy Love. Puppy Love. Now, puppy love, I just want to explain, is the kind of love which teenagers have. It's more of an infatuation with each other. It's not really love as adults would know it. It's more of a real kind of teenage love, the kind of love, that young gals have, where they say, oh, some men have that as well, don't they? So puppy love is some kind of infatuation. It's not really love in the big sense with a capital L. So let's read some of the lyrics from this song. It begins with, and they called it puppy love. Oh, I guess they'll never know how a young heart, how it really feels, and why I love her so. Now, here's the lyrics, and we're just going to look at them, okay? So, as we read a moment ago, and they called it puppy love, oh, I guess they'll never know how a young heart, how it really feels, and why I love her so. Right. So, first of all, who are they? Well, if puppy love really is something which teenagers do, and they're kind of infatuated, the teenagers don't really understand what love is, it's more of a physical thing, then they, of course, are going to be the parents. They called it puppy love. So they're looking at the kids and they're saying, you know what, look at those kids. It's just puppy love. It's not going to last. So we better just tell them not to meet. So if we see it that way, the parents called it puppy love. Oh, I guess they'll never know how a young heart, how it really feels, and why I love her so. So we know now that it's a young man who's singing the song. And of course, the song was sang by Donny Osmond. It looks like Paul Anka may have sang it as well. I know he probably wrote it because he's a famous songwriter. And then it says here, and they called it puppy love just because we are 17. Ooh, contraction. So now he's talking about both of them, and he's saying, tell them all, or please tell them. It isn't fair. That means it's not right. It's not balanced. It's not good to take away my only dream. Well, when we are 17 years old, that our bodies kind of speak to us more than our minds. And then Donny tells us, I cry each night to cry, with the tears. It's tears for you. My tears are all in vain. I hope, and I pray that maybe someday you'll be back. You'll be back in my arms once again. So it sounds like these two teenagers are rather physical, aren't they? Yes, yes. And the parents are saying no, but they are 17. So they're, by today's standards, they're kind of old. But remember, this song is what, almost 60 years old. So I suppose that's why it's an issue. We'll give it 50, I think. 50 years old. And so Donny's upset because his parents have stopped him seeing this woman that he loves. And he says, someone help me, please, is the answer. Is it up above? How can I ever tell them this is not a puppy love? Uh, Interesting, he's put an article in there because love's not countable. So he's making a phrase here. And then he says this is not a puppy love again. He's making some kind of phrasal noun, isn't he, by putting an article in. And then he says again, someone help me, please, is the answer up above. How can I tell them this is not a puppy love? Yeah, so we use the word puppy because puppy is a little dog. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but a puppy is a little dog. So puppy love means young love. Yeah. We also use the word puppy for puppy fat. I mentioned that in one of my podcasts a few weeks ago. When young men have some fat when they're growing up, they look kind of podgy. And especially around the age of 17, they might still have that podgy body, but it's quickly disappearing as they're growing. So we call that puppy fat. But right now, this is all about puppy love. And those last lyrics you can see there. Somebody help me, please. There we are. And that is the song, Puppy Love. And there we are, the song Puppy Love by Donny Osmond. Yeah, some of those Osmonds were quite famous. I think Jimmy Osmond had a song when he was a really little boy called Long Haired Lover from Liverpool. He was just a kid singing that. I think he must have been, well, he looked 7 or 8. Maybe he was older. I don't know. But Donny Osmond was a real teenage idol, a heartthrob, one of these guys that young ladies fell in love with. A bit like David Cassidy. He was another one. So we're talking about Donny Osmond. And he's currently in London doing a stage show. He's old now, I think, or at least older. He'll be older than I am, at least. I think he'll be maybe in his 60s, in his 70s, but a really good singer. So there we are, Puppy Love, a very famous song by the Osmonds. And I really hope that you enjoyed this. It is a kind of song that you'll hear. You might recognize it. It's from the 70s. Wonderful song. And I hope you go and look it up. And there we are. So that's today's learning. Puppy love, puppy fat. And those are two phrases that we use to describe something which is young or quite immature. Puppy love, infatuation, puppy fat, that kind of fat that boys have just as they're teenagers growing up. And that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. See you soon. Bye.